And welcome back, everybody, to Northeast High School. James Wagner with you for the East Coast Football Association. We are on to the 2A Men's Championship. Starting a little after 4 o'clock, as we had stated that we were going to start at 4. First game went long, and now we're at 4:25. But we're ready to go. It is the Baltimore Bruins versus the Central Maryland Bills. Look at the records on the screen. Baltimore coming in with a record of 6-2. Central Maryland coming in with a record of 8-0. We're at Northeast High School in Pasadena, Maryland. Glad you could join us. Congratulations to the Richmond Jets with the winner over the Gloucester Knights in the 1A game, which just finished about 30 minutes ago. 12-8 was the final in that one. So both teams finishing their final instructions. The Bruins already on the field in their black uniforms. Yellow helmets, blue numbers with the yellow trim. Central Maryland in the gray uniforms, white helmets, and blue numbers with red trim. So it looks like Central Maryland, I believe, will receive, and it will be Baltimore to kick off. Again, 15-minute quarters, running clock. Same rules as professional football. Back deep for Central Maryland is number 3, James Garrett. Also back deep, number 8. Montel Goods. Kicking off for the Bruins, number 6. And the kick is underway. It's picked up at the 16-yard line by Goods, and he'll get to the 30-yard line and be stopped. And that's where Central Maryland will set up. Brendan Taylor, the kicker there for Central Maryland. So out come the Bills, Battle of the Bees here in the 2A game. Let's see who the quarterback will be. Teams making their final substitutions. It'll be 1st and 10 for Central Maryland at their own 29-yard line. Quarterback, it's like number 1. And he takes fumbles the snap, actually keeps it alive, pitches it back to the up back. So the play's still going, the ball is still loose. And the ball is still loose. Interesting first play there. And they're going to rule it. I believe that's going to be the Bruins football as Dwayne McLaurin comes up with it. It's a wild first play as it was under the quarterback. Able to pitch it back to his up back, and the up back fumbles it from behind. And actually multiple players involved in that one, as Malik Holloway was able to come up with the fumble recovery. So nonetheless, it'll be the Baltimore Bruins football, as Marcellus Pack was the one who picked it up off the fumble from the quarterback. And away we go. So they'll take over 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Carl McCaskill, the quarterback for Central Maryland. So out come the Bruins. It'll be number 6 who kicked it. Jaheim Johnson has it. He's back. Heaves it over the center. All of a sudden, I was going for the home run in the first play. Kevin Lee Jr. just misses it, and it'll be second down. Boy, Johnson had him just a little bit off communication. So it'll be second down and 10. And the replay here had him all the way, had a step, just could not connect. So it'll be second down and 10. So Johnson. Ready to go. Shotgun formation for the Bruins. Quick handoff to the up back, number 5. That is Marvin Weems. Weems gets all the way up to the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 6. It'll be up a 3rd and 4. So Baltimore moving the ball here. 1 minute to go. 1 minute left in the first. 1 minute gone by in the first quarter. 0-0. And it'll be a penalty. So that will put 5 yards back. Be a false start on Baltimore. Now be 3rd and 9. Again, one more game to go after this. Scheduled for a 7 o'clock start. Excuse me. It will be the Baltimore Hurricanes in the 3A game against the Virginia Crusaders. Third down and 9. Johnson, now the shotgun, back as a rush, is able to get on the other side and wide open for a touchdown. Number 8, Brennan Taylor. 36-yard touchdown pass on the right side, and Baltimore's on the board 6-0. And they tried to go for the home run early on. Was able to get it on 3rd down, and they're quickly on the board. Here comes the replay. Beautiful pass down the right side by Johnson to Weems. Weems had plenty of space, 2 people on him. Was able to get it in for the touchdown. Correction, that's Brendan Taylor. My apologies. Had the 8 and the 5 next to each other. So going for the extra point here are the Bruins. Johnson. Off the back of the end zone, wide open. Is number 3, Antonio Folks. And that will make the score 8-0. So 13-13 to go in the first quarter. It's Baltimore 8, Central Maryland 0. So Baltimore quickly 3 plays. Going right down the field, almost scoring on their first play following a fumble recovery from Central Maryland. And lead 8-0. Going to kick off. It's Taylor. Two people back for Central Maryland. It is going to be picked up at about the 11-yard line. Back come the Bills. And a nice play there by number 3 to return the ball. Be James Garrett. And he'll be knocked out at about the 30, going to spot at the 34-yard line. So we 1st and 10. Central Maryland will try to get it going here again. Again, turn the ball over on their first possession. And away we go. So 1st and 10 for the Bills. They're going to reset here. Trail 8-0 to Baltimore. Carl McCaskill, shotgun formation. 2 receivers to each side, 1 in the backfield. Going to quickly pass. And it's going to be ruled complete down at the 38-yard line. Pickup of 2 yards by number 0, Chaz Muse. So pickup of 2 to be 2nd and 8. Now 12:35 to go for opening quarter. Only the 2nd offensive play for the Bills. He can turn it over on the first one. Actually tried to make something out of nothing, but it turned into a turnover. And 2nd and 8. Swing pass. Left side. Tackle there by Taylor. Reception by number 3. That is James Garrett. Central Maryland quickly moving the ball, not going very far, but now 3rd down and 7. And we've got a whistle. We've got a timeout. Central Maryland will take it with them. 11:33 to go opening quarter. It is Baltimore 8, Central Maryland 0. You're watching the 2A championship of the East Coast Football Association on the Flagship Network. So following the timeout, it'll be 3rd and 8 for Central Maryland. Again, turning it over on the first drive led to the 8 points for Baltimore. McCaskill gets it. Tries for the first down. He is going to be stopped at the 41-yard line. It's going to be about 2 yards short. Stop there. It's like by number 16. Actually, number 18, Desmond Taylor. Great stop. So Central Maryland looks like they are going to punt it. So Taylor will go back. Punting for Central Maryland. Looks like number 2, DeAndre House. Standing back at his 28-yard line. Taylor at his own 36. Good snap. Comes in. And it's going to be downed out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Correction on that punt. Number 12, Tim Smith with the punt. So puts him in good field position as Baltimore will take over at about the 34-yard line with 10:14 to go. And here we go, 1st and 10 for Baltimore. Johnson. 2 receivers both sides, 1 in the backfield. Inside handoff. Looks like that'll be number 4 for Miles Jr. And he is quickly taken down at the 31-yard line. Going to lose a couple of yards. Going to lose 2, be 2nd and 12. Clock now. Clock has stopped for some reason. Referee's having a discussion. It could be a personal foul, face mask on Central Maryland, so that will come at the end of the run, actually from the original line of scrimmage. So that will be a 15-yard penalty. That ball should go all the way up to the 48-yard line. Going to mark it at the 49. So it'll be a 1st and 10. Play will not count. So Baltimore off the penalty. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 49. Again, back. Throws it right side. Give and go. And a little contact out there on the defense out there. Good pass intended for, get the number here, on the defense for Central Maryland. Number 4, Jaquan Tillman. Pass was intended for number 11, Davion Mack. So 2nd down and 10. Getting a little bit more cloudy here in Pasadena. Again, we're just southeast of the city. Second and 10. Inside handoff. Gets a few yards, keeps moving into Central Maryland territory before being stopped by a host of Bills. On the run, number 5, Marvin Weems. He'll pick up about 6. Ball's going to be spotted into Central Maryland territory at the 44. Be 3rd down at about 3. Bruins able to move the ball. Johnson. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the far left. And on a sneak, off the left side, still going. That is number 11, Davion Mack, off the left side off a handoff. Deep now into Bills territory. Ball's going to be spotted at the Ball is spotted at the let's see, the ball is spotted way at the 22-yard line. Couldn't see it for a second because it was near the Central Maryland players. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 person in the backfield. 1st and 10. The pass inside it, back of the end zone, almost had it. And he hit the pole. He is okay. Again, that's Mack. Johnson to Mack. Baltimore's not afraid to pull the football deep. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. 8:13 to go. Second and 10. Johnson over in the corner. Almost. Same play. Tip there. It's like by number 2. DeAndre House. So they go 3rd down and 10. Do the same thing probably. Down at 8:06 to go. Back to pass. Being chased. Still moving around. He's going to be knocked out of. Wait a second here. That could be intentional grounding. I don't think there's a receiver anywhere close. They're going to talk it over. And they're going to say incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down. As Johnson was able to get rid of it, saw a receiver in the area. So 4th and 10. See what Baltimore can come up with here. Certainly taking their time. And Baltimore is going to call a timeout, and we'll take it with them. 7:58 to go, opening quarter is Baltimore 8, Maryland 0. You're watching the East Coast Football Association 2A Championship from Northeast High School on the Flagship Network. And we're back here with 4th down. And the pass almost tipped again, and it'll be knocked away, and it'll be turnover on downs for the Bruins. So the Bruins will turn him over on downs. And that will give Central Maryland the ball back with 7:53 to go. And they trail 8-0. So here we go. Taking care of a player that's down on the field. Just making sure. But again, one thing too today, it is quite warm on that turf. So you will see a lot of players cramping, but the training staffs for both teams are making sure that everybody is well hydrated and everybody's ready to go. So it looks like Central Maryland's ready to go here as we've gotten everything taken care of. And while they again, we're just getting ready to go here any minute now. And it looks like they're finally ready to go. And coming up is our 3A game after this one. Baltimore Hurricanes versus the Virginia Crusaders. We'll bring that one to you live here. And we're ready to go. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Central Maryland. Coming off the 21-yard line. Inside handoff. Get a few yards up in the middle. We'll see who that is. On the ground. That is number 8. Number 8 is Montel Goods. So Good picks up a couple of yards. Picks up about 3. So it'll be 2nd and 7. And Goods is going to come out. Spelled by number 11, Quincy Lewis. Inside handoff up the middle. Plenty of real estate. Able to get through. It's number 11. That is Quincy Lewis. Enough for the first down. First down, Bills. Ball's up to the 33-yard line, be first and 10. So Lewis next to the quarterback. Another handoff to Lewis in traffic. Able to get a few yards, say about 4. Be second and 6. And we've got a flag. So I believe that's probably going to be a penalty on Baltimore. If that is the case, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's going to come at the end of the run. Ball is sitting right now at the 37-yard line, so it would be a 5-yard pickup. So tacking on to that would put the ball into Baltimore territory at the 48. We'll have to see what the officials say, unless it is offsetting. It's a personal foul. It'll be offsetting. Play will count. Be second down. Down will count. Second down and 5. So second down and 5 for Central Maryland. And Lewis has carried it the last couple of times. They'll do it again. Actually, they will to another running back. Be number 25. Angelo Lewis. So same last name, different first name. Gets a couple of yards. Third down, ball's resting on the 40. It's got to go about 3 yards to get the first down, so 3rd and 3. Third and 3. Shotgun formation. It's going to turn it into a run. Going to get the first down and maybe more into Baltimore territory. It is quarterback, number 1. So it'll be first down into Baltimore territory. So into Baltimore territory, first and 10. We're down to 4:17 to go in the opening quarter. Back to pass. Right across the center. Incomplete. We'll bring up second down. He's 2nd and 10. Carl McCaskill, the quarterback, on that last run getting the first down. Caskill hands it off up the center. 5 yards in a cloud of dust. Credit Central Maryland moving the ball pretty well. On that run, number 8, Montel Goods. Ball resting at the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. Down under 4 minutes to go, 3:40 to be exact. And McCaskill up the center on the quarterback sneak, crosses the 30 down to the 27-yard line, picks up first down. Starts around moving the ball here. So ball resting at the 30, actually the 26-yard line. I think the 26 and the 27. We'll call it the 26. 1st and 10. Gaskill brings the troops up under center. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left, running back in the backfield. Off handle, it is number 5. On the run. So it'll pick up 5 yards. Actually, pick up 1 yard. Be 2nd and 9. We go 2nd and 9. Gaskill throws it in the middle, and a touchdown. Touchdown, Central Maryland. Pass complete from about 27 yards out. Complete to number 3. James Garrett. So Garrett with the touchdown. Pulls the Bills within 2, and they'll go for 2 here. And the replay. Great shot by our camera crew here. The whole play, you get everything. Pass right over the right shoulder of that defensive back to get it. And it's 8-6. Okay, so there was a penalty. They're going to kick the field goal. The extra point from the 23-yard line. Again, 33-yard, just like in the NFL. Kicker's going to be 12, Tim Smith. Down, up, kick is up, and it is. It's good. 1:37 to go, opening quarter. Is Baltimore 8, Central Maryland 7. You're watching the East Coast Football Association 2A Championship from Northeast High School in Pasadena, Maryland. So on the touchdown pass, Central Maryland pulls within 1, 8-7, with 1:37 to go in the opening quarter. So it'll be Smith to kick it off. Back deep for Baltimore. Got number 8 and number 1. Kick is up. It's going to come down to number 1 at the 20. Going to turn it up to the 25 to 30 and be brought down at about the 30-yard line. Kevin Lee Jr. on the return picks up about 10. So they're going to spot the ball at the 30-yard line. The 1st and 10 with 1:27 to go. So 1st and 10 at the 30 for Baltimore. They lead by 1, 8-7. Johnson, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Back in the backfield. Hands it off, up the center. Going to pick up a couple of yards. You get a stretch to every yard he can get. That will be number 5, Marvin Weems. Weems will pick up, unofficially pick up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 33. Under a minute to go, 46 seconds to go. Handoff again. Inside, nowhere to go. And that will be handed off to Weems. He'll go nowhere, so it'll be 3rd down. And most likely that will end the quarter. See if Baltimore elects to run one more play. They may not. And it looks like they're going to elect to not run another play. So that will be the end of the first quarter of the 2A championship game. Baltimore leading Central Maryland by a score of 8-7. You're watching the East Coast Football Association 2A championship on the Flagship Network. Second quarter action set to begin here at Northeast High School, Baltimore. 3rd and 7. They lead Central Maryland 8-7. Each team with a touchdown pass in the first quarter to account for the scores. Back to pass. Going deep with 2 men on him is going to be intercepted. Johnson's pass intercepted. Interception by number 1 defensively is Jelante Moore. And you'll see it here in your replay and your monitor. Again, a nice pass set up Went to the well one too many times. And Moore is able to pick that one off at about the 40-yard line. Going to rule him down at the 37. So Central Maryland will take over the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 37. 11 seconds into the second quarter, and they trail by 1, 8-7. And almost a missed exchange on the handoff there. And we've got a player down. He's not down, but he is tackled just past the line of scrimmage. Bobby Johnson gets a few yards. Actually, they're going to rule him down at the line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10. And interesting play there. It was a whole line change. The whole line was going right. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 3rd and about 6 on that run. It's number 18, Marcellus Pack, on the jet sweep. So 3rd and 6. Minute and a half gone by here in the second quarter. Caskill tosses it right side. Right idea on the toss. Toss to number 13. Bobby Johnson. And Bobby, I think he was ready for it, but he was trying to stay in bounds. It'll be a 4th down, 4th and about 5. Great idea by McCaskill. Can't fault him for that. And Johnson, he was just too close to the line. So there'll be a punt. Smith will punt. Miles Jr. back at his 38-yard line. Kick is away. It's a good kick, end over end. Going to come down at the 20-yard line. And you're going to go the opposite way on the wall. He's got some room out to the 30, to the 40, to the 48-yard line, and he's down. So a good return there. I'd like to see who that is. I want to say it's number 8, and it is number 8. Brendan Taylor. Taylor with a nice return of about 30 yards. So they're going to blow it dead at the 47-yard line. So, one player down for Central Maryland. Looks like he is okay. So they'll go 1st and 10. So they might have marked it back. I have the ball on the 47-yard line, but the official is standing at the 41. Ball's at the 47-yard line, and they're going to adjust it. Oh, so there was a personal foul on both teams, which will offset the penalties. And the play will count like it never happened. 1st and 10 for Baltimore from the 47. Handoff up the center. Going to get to midfield before being tackled by a host of Bills. Running there is number 4, Miles. Gets 2 to the 49. It's 2nd and 8. Again, Baltimore struck early on a touchdown pass from about 25 yards out. Central Maryland comes back, scores on their own deep touchdown pass. Extra point the difference, 8-7. Back to pass. Nice catch on the right-hand side there by number 3, Folks. And now we've got some more whistles. Actually, they're going to rule it incomplete. I thought it was complete. Thought Johnson had a nice pass there. But they're going to rule it incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and I believe 3rd and 9 from the 49-yard line. He dropped the football at the 47. Johnson under center. Now pulls out the shotgun formation. Steps back. Plenty of time to pass. Throws over the middle. Intercepted. Intercepted at the 41-yard line, and he's not down. He's still going, and he's got plenty of room. Room to go. He's got another hole. 20, 10, 15, 5. Touchdown. Pick 6, Central Maryland. 61-yard pick 6. What a play. DeAndre House with the pick 6. And Central Maryland takes a 13-8 lead. Smith to attempt the extra point. Again, we'll watch that replay here. House on the spot. Again, about a 61-yard interception return. Was not touched by anybody. As you can see, the 50 to the 40. Cut it back at the 30-yard line. And had plenty of room and able to get the pick 6 and the touchdown. So Smith will kick the extra point. Try to give the Bills a 6-point lead. Off the hold of Fed. Smith. Ball's down. Kick is up. Blocked. Kick is blocked and will go out of the back of the end zone. And it will be blown dead. So we have got 10:06 to go in the second quarter. Your score: Central Mountain 13, Baltimore 8. The 2A championship of the East Coast Football Association. James Wagner with you here at Northeast High School in Pasadena, Maryland, the 2A Championship 3 coming up at 7 o'clock. 10:06 left to go in the second quarter. Smith kicks it. It's going to go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So Baltimore will get the ball spotted at around the 30-yard line and start their drive. Again, 3A Championship coming up. Congratulations to the Jets winning the 1A championship over Gloucester earlier on today. Second game scheduled to start. Third game of our triple header scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. So Baltimore will take over. Ball we spot at the 40-yard line. Here come the Bruins. Snap. And the handoff inside, and he's met. Nowhere to go. Stopped by number 15. That gentleman is Devontae Willis, and he came in to stop in the backfield. I think he stopped Weems. Lost a couple of yards to be 2nd and 13. 9:40 to go and moving. Quarterback. Backs. Going to be a flag in the backfield. Going to be incomplete. Nice throw there by Johnson. There is a flag at the 31-yard line. Most likely will be a hold. It's going to be a hold on Baltimore. Got to move them back even further. It's going to be a hold to the 36-yard line. It should be a 2nd down again, so that will put them back at the 26. Be 2nd down and 20. Johnson in shotgun formation. Drops back. Another flag. Most likely going to be a hold. Johnson is going to throw it. It's going to go out of bounds. And if that is where that penalty is, if I'm Central Maryland at this point, I just decline it because it puts 3rd down and 20 unless you want to keep marching them back. Actually, it's offsides defense. So it'll move the ball up 5 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 15 now. Ball should be spotted at about the 31-yard line. Second and 15, 8:42 to go. Johnson chased, able to get one over on the right side, and he's met right away. Central Maryland's defense has been phenomenal so far in this game. As the tackle is made there by number 4. On the reception, it was number 3. Folks, tackle made there by number 4, Jaquan Tillman. Puts the ball at the 34-yard line. Be 3rd down and about 15. We got a timeout. A timeout. Baltimore will take it with him. 7:45 to go, second quarter. It is Central Maryland 13, Baltimore 8. So 3rd down and about 5. 3rd down 15, excuse me. Baltimore here on the timeout. See what they want to do. Again, scoring on a deep touchdown pass after a Central Maryland fumble to start the game. Central Maryland responding back with a touchdown pass of their own. Makes our score 13-8. Here comes Baltimore. And we've got a whistle. We have a delay of game coming out of a timeout. That drives coaches nuts. So now it'll be 3rd and 20. They'll back 5 more yards, 3rd and 20. $7:45 to go. Johnson throws it deep. I don't think he's going to get there. 2 guys on him anyway. So that will be incomplete. And that will bring up 4th down. Mack wanting pass interference. Not going to get any call there. So 4th and about, it's like 4th and 20. And if I'm Baltimore, I punt. So 4th down. See what Baltimore's doing here. Taking their time. Definitely think they're going to punt. They have to punt. It's a short kick, straight up in the air. Not going to be returnable. It's going to bounce, take another bounce, bounce down at the 48-yard line. It's going to be blown dead. So, punt just crosses midfield. And Central Mountain will take over 1st and 10. Again, 7:37 to go. So let's see what Central Maryland can do here. McCaskill under center. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. McCaskill takes the snap, dumps over the center into Bruins territory. Going to be down at the 40-yard line. Pass complete to Garrett. Picks up 14 yards. Actually, 12 yards for the 1st down. Central Maryland moving the ball now. 7:12 to go in the 1st half. Trying to add to their lead. Caskill. Going to go deep. Right side out of bounds, incomplete. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. So 2nd down and 10. We approach the 5:30 mark here on the East Coast. Let you join us on the Flagship Network. My name's James Wagner, bringing you the East Coast Football Association 2A Championship. 3A to follow. Baltimore's 2nd team, the Hurricanes, taking on the Virginia Crusaders. Low, handoff, plenty of room to the 30. Spins his way up to the 25-yard line. That is Quincy Lewis. Picks up the 1st down, keeps Central Maryland closer to the red zone. Ball is now at the 24-yard line. It's about a 15-yard gain. Great handoff, plenty of room on that right side. Quincy was able to make way there. And another run. Straight up the middle, it's Quincy again. Quincy Lewis. And he's moving. So Central Maryland. And they're into the red zone, down to about the 16-yard line. 2nd and 2, and we've got a whistle. And Baltimore, I believe, has called a timeout. And we're going to take it with them. 6:03 to go, second quarter. Central Mountain 13, Baltimore 8. Following the timeout, it'll be Central Maryland's ball. It'll be 2nd, 3rd, and 3. Quincy Lewis again. He's fighting for the first down. Does he get it? Let's see where they spot it. First down was just inside the 15-yard line. They're waving for it. And they're going to give him the first down. First down, Bills at the 15-yard line. Here we go. Inside handoff to the big man. Goods. And he's up. Gets it deeper into the red zone, now about the 8-yard line. And we're down to the 13-yard line. Also down to under 5 minutes, 4:54 to go. Timeout, Central Maryland. We'll take it with them, 4:54 to go. Quarter number 2 at a Central Maryland 13, Baltimore 8. Following the timeout, on the inside handoff, reversal by Central Maryland. Let's see if they got the first down. They're very close. Number 5 on the run there. That will put them 3rd down and about 3. Side handoff. Does he get the first down? I think he does. Again, that's Quincy Lewis, number 11. Ball's inside the 10. And actually, they're going to mark it short. 4th down. And a long one. They have to get the ball over the nose of the ball resting on the 6. It's got to clear the 5 for first down. Casco right up. Might be a sneak here. Let's see. And it's going to be a false start on Central Maryland, I believe. Well, they're going to talk about it. They're going to say there was offsides on Baltimore. It's always what happens on that. Either one team says they did it, the other team did it. So let's see what they say. We're at 3:14 to go. If it is offsides on the defense, it'd be half the distance, put the ball at the 3-yard line. And they are going to call it offsides on the defense. So that will put the sticks down. Ball will go to the 3-yard line, be half the distance. Ball will be down at the 3-yard line, be first and goal from the 3. 3 minutes to go. 3:15. Clock running. Gaskill hands it off to Lewis, left side. Lewis in traffic, down to about the 2-yard line. Very close to getting pay dirt. Central Maryland took the ball first in the first half, so they will kick off to start the second half. So the score is important here. Second and goal from the 2. Down to 2:19 to go. To Lewis. In traffic. Is he in? Not yet. Going to blow him dead at the 1-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute warning. The 2-minute warning at 1:50. Your score: Central Maryland 13, Baltimore 8. Third and goal from the 1. Is he in? I don't think he is. I think Quincy Lewis was short again. I mean, he had it. I think if he turns to his right, he gets it. But he is on the 1-yard line, and now it's 4th and goal from the 1. Down to 1:36. Again, Central Maryland will have to kick it to start the second half. Interior. No! He's stopped! Stopped at the 2-yard line. On his back. On his back, number 21, Terod Sneed. Johnny on the spot there. Tackles him at the 2-yard line. So Baltimore holds. And now they've got a minute 19 to do what they can do here. Central Maryland gets all the way down to the 1-yard line, does not score. They still lead 13-8, though, with a minute 19 to go. So here we go, Baltimore. Steps back in the end zone. Is going to get out of the end zone on a run up to the 10-yard line, up to the 15. Is the quarterback. Johnson. He's going to get all the way up to the 13-yard line. As we are under a minute, 55 seconds. Here we go. Johnson kicks it out of bounds. And that will stop the clock with 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. So it is second down and 10 with 30 seconds to go. And run up the middle. And that might be the final play of the quarter. Let's see who that is. It's be a third down. Baltimore is able to get it out there. That's Weems again. Ball's at the 18. 6 seconds and 5 and 4. They're going to get one more playoff. Johnson. But he's going to be sacked. And that's going to end the half. So Johnson is sacked by number 23. And that will do it for the end. That's Joshua Butcher on the sack. So we've reached one half of play. At halftime, your score is Central Maryland 13, Baltimore 8 in the 2A Division Championship of the East Coast Football Association. We'll be back in 10 minutes with the second half here from Pasadena, Maryland. back here, third quarter action about ready to get underway in the 2A championship of the East Coast Football Association as the Central Maryland Bills lead the Baltimore Bruins by the score 13-8. Interesting game in the first half. Baltimore receives. Actually, Central Maryland receives, turns it over. Baltimore's able to score on their first possession. Central Maryland comes right back and scores. And then takes a 13-8 lead. Baltimore knocking on the door, unable to. Actually, Central Maryland unable to score in the latter parts of the second quarter, and they will kick it off to Baltimore. Middle game of our triple header here at Northeast High School, game number 3 to come up approximately 7 o'clock. We are now at 6 o'clock, so the game may start around 7:30. And that will feature the Baltimore Hurricanes versus the Virginia Crusaders in the 3A championship. So Central Maryland, clad in their silver uniforms with the blue numbers, will kick right to left to do thing. Baltimore, the Bruins, black uniforms with blue numbers. Smith will kick it off for the Bills. So Smith will tee it up. Back deep for Baltimore. So we've got number 8. Brendan Taylor. We've also got number 1. Kevin Lee. He'll come to Lee. Lee at the 15-yard line to 20, 25, 30. Chase back at the 28-yard line. And it will be Bruins ball. They will spot it at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. So Baltimore down 5. Scored on their first possession, which came off a Central Maryland turnover. So we'll see what they do here. Shaheem Johnson, the quarterback. And it's underway. Run up the center. Be running clock here in the second half. Weems on the run. Picks up a couple of yards. Looks like he'll get about 3, maybe 4. 2nd and 6. Second and 6. Johnson in shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Inside handoff. Picks up to the 30-yard line. And running that, I believe that was Weems again. And it was. So 3rd down and about 5 upcoming for the Bruins. 3rd and 5. 13 minutes to go. And we've got a whistle. Thinking a false start on Baltimore, so back him up 5. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Johnson, right side, complete to the 41-yard line. Ball still loose. It's out. And they're going to roll him down. Then that ball kind of squirted out. Complete pass by Mack to the 41-yard line. I'm going to quick look at that. Johnson left side. Completed to Mack at the 41. Nope, ground did cause the fumble. So Mack completed the 41. Gives a fresh set of downs for Baltimore, 1st and 10. Jet sweep to Taylor to the 44-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd down and about 6 for the Bruins. Again, the second Baltimore team playing at 7, the Hurricanes. They'll take on the Virginia Crusaders. Second and 6. Inside. Cross handoff. Oh, shot in the back there by Miles Jr. Took a real shot in the back, but he's okay. Ball up to the 47-yard line. 3rd down and 4. So 3rd and 5. Short 5, long 4. Johnson kicks it over, swing pass to number 3. And it'll be 4th down. Antonio Folks with the catch. So it'll be 4th down, 9:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Punt by Baltimore. Fielded. Oh, boy. He's got it now. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. That should be a safety, I believe. I'm waiting for the official signal. But that, I believe, is a safety. And if that is the case, it is 13-10, and Baltimore will get the ball back. It is a safety. So on the muffed punt attempt, That will result in a safety. The score is now 13-10. Baltimore will get the ball back, as Central Maryland will have to kick it. Again, once he touched it, it's a live ball, but then he continued to go backwards, and it bounced out of the end zone. So right now it is a safety. Now, wait a second here. Let's see what they're saying. It should be a safety. They're talking about it. It'll be a free kick from the 20. Now they're ruling it a touchback.
They're saying because he didn't possess it, basically. He touched it, but he didn't possess it.
So they're saying that the ruling on the field is that since he did not possess it, it becomes a touchback. However, if he were to touch it and a Baltimore player got it, it would be Baltimore's ball. That's what I don't understand. Again, I don't know if it went out the back of the end zone. Okay, so if it did go out of the back of the end zone. So we're going to have more of a discussion here. Referee saying it is a touchback, so the 2 points will come off the board for Baltimore. It'll be 13-8 when we're done. They're having a discussion. Great shot by our camera crew here. Again, if he muffs it in the end zone and falls on it, it is a touchback. That is true, but he touched it at about 9-yard line and it bounced backwards. Well, they're having a discussion here, so we're going to let them discuss this. I think they're almost done. So Baltimore is going to lose the 2 points. It's going to be 13-10. 13-10. So now we're going to go back to 13-8. So it'll be 13-8 with 8:08 to go in the third quarter. Central Maryland will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. So we're all that. It's now 13-8. So Central Maryland takes over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. So McCaskill under center, takes it, hands it off on the left side. That'll be number 25 on the run. Angelo Lewis be 2nd and 10. It's 13-8. So 2nd and 10. Central Maryland gets the ball back. McCaskill. High snap. He'll run it himself up to the 20-yard line. Just past the 20-yard line. Going to blow that at the 22. Third and 8 from the 22-yard line. Third and 8. 22-yard line. And Baltimore looking to make a stop here as we're down to 6:37. Caskill runs into his own defender, tries to throw it. He does get it off, but I don't think it's going to amount to a lot. As he throws it to Quincy Lewis. It's going to be stopped dead at the 20. So with 5:33 to go, it's 4th and 10. They lost 2 yards. And we've got a Central Maryland player down. We'll take a break. 5:33 to go. Third quarter, 2A championship. It is Central Maryland 13, Baltimore 8. So on 4th down, it'll be a punt for Central Maryland. They'll hand Baltimore the ball back. It'll be Smith to kick it, standing at about his 6-yard line. Brendan Taylor back deep. Kick is up. Good kick. And they're going to let it bounce. And it's going to hit. It hits the Baltimore receiver. It's still loose. Baltimore's able to fall on it. Falling on it is number 18. That is Desmond Taylor, Johnny on the spot. So almost disaster again on a punt return. But with 5 minutes to go, Baltimore will get the ball back, and they trail by 5. Running clock in the second half. So Baltimore will take over. Clock running, 4:15 to go third quarter. Dual receivers to each side, one back in the backfield. Johnson with it. And off the snap, it's going to go nowhere. So they're going to lose a yard or get back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be second down and a 12. Down to 3:29. So one receiver in motion. Johnson with it. He'll throw it. And almost. Yep, and there will be a flag there. That will be on Central Maryland. That is very close to a targeting call. So incomplete pass. It'll be after the play. So that should be a 15-yard penalty coming off the original line of scrimmage. So that should put the ball around the 43-yard line, I believe. Going to mark it at the 42. Be first and 10. Baltimore at their own 42-yard line. 3:07 to go. First and 10, Baltimore. Pass, swung left side. And he's still got room. That's number 11. Tavion Mack. So we're down to the 47-yard line. Be second and about 5. Clock under 3 minutes, 2:40 to go. Baltimore trails 13-8 in the 2A championship. 3A next. Baltimore Hurricanes, Virginia Crusaders, right here on the Flagship Network. Johnson, and miscommunication there. Had the lane, just didn't know they were going to throw each other, and that will bring up third down and 5. .124 to go. Third down. Johnson back. Chase. He's going to throw it up there. Just get rid of it. And to one of his teammates on the sidelines, but unfortunately that doesn't count. So it'll be fourth down. And Baltimore probably will punt it here. So 45 seconds to go. .28 seconds. They're going to try to get somebody out there not. So sale substitution just to make sure they got the right people on the field. to get the punt off. Here they come on up. They're going to fake it on 4th down, and it almost worked. Almost worked. Just could not get the handle. Oh, that would have worked perfectly. They were in transition and just not able to pick up the handle. So the only bad part about that is while it does turn the ball over on downs, Central Maryland gets the ball in Baltimore territory at the 47-yard line with 12 seconds to go. Play clock starts. Central Maryland should get one play here to start the end of the 3rd quarter. And they'll hand it off. McCaskill just pushes his guy forward. Pushes Johnson forward. And that will do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. So we're through 3 quarters of play in the 2A championship. Central Maryland 13, Baltimore 8. You're watching East Coast Football Association Championship on the Flagship Network. Central Maryland in the driver's seat here as we start the 4th quarter. Clock running. Clock will start. And they lead 13-8. And we've got a flag. Believe that's going to be for a false start. So it's going to push the ball back. 2nd and 10. Ball's going to go back to the 49-yard line. Second and 10. Ball standing at the 48. Central Maryland. Clock runs here in the 4th quarter. Caskill. He's going to thought about throwing it. Now he's going to go back the other way. Now he's going to throw it across the center. And it's going to be incomplete. Broken up by 2 Bruin defenders, led by number 33, Dwayne McLaurin. I think that pass was intended for James Garrett. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. 3rd and 10. Throw again. Incomplete. He was on the ground. Send it over there for number 83. Let me see, 23, Joshua Butcher. Be incomplete. Actually, that's James Goodwin, excuse me. Was incomplete too, so bring up 4th down. So Central Maryland will punt it as Smith is out there to punt. The clock runs under 13 minutes to go, 4th quarter. Kick is up. Going to bounce out of bounds. Bounce out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That's where Baltimore will take over 1st and 10. Clock running. So let's see what Baltimore can do here. They trail 13-8. So Baltimore takes over. 1st and 10. Here we go. Johnson. Back. Back. It's going to be a flag. Going to be a hold somewhere or a face mask. Throws it downfield. It is complete, but I think it may come back because of a hold. Complete to number 1, Kevin Lee Jr., but it's going to be a hold on the Bruins. And repeat 1st down, so it's behind the line of scrimmage, so it'll knock it back to the 15-yard line. Be 1st and 20. First and 20. Down to 11 minutes. Time ticking away for Baltimore. Johnson checking his plays. 1st and 20. He's back near the end zone. And that was incomplete, out of bounds. Lee almost had it, but he was pushed out. So it'll be 2nd and 20. So Baltimore not able to move the ball here. It is now 2nd and 10, 2nd and 20 from the 15-yard line. Johnson takes the snap. Completes a pass at about the 27-yard line. Complete to number 3. And that will move it up to the 31-yard line. Be 3rd down and 9. Andre McLaughlin on the catch. Actually, that's Antonio Folks, excuse me. As we see the other teams warming up for the next game on the practice field. Johnson with the snap. Quick dump pass. And he's not going to get the first down. That's Miles Jr. on the catch. It's going to be short by about, I want to say short by 2 yards maybe. Brings up 4th down. 4th and 2. So let's see what Baltimore has up their sleeve here as we're down to 8 minutes, 8:09 to go in the 4th quarter in this 2A championship. Johnson, quick dump, incomplete, intended for Folks, and knocked away. So Central Maryland will take over at the 33-yard line in Baltimore territory with under 8 minutes to go, and they lead by 5. So here come the Bills in the driver's seat here. Do we have a timeout here? So we'll take a quick break, like a hydration break almost. And we're quick back to action. 7:50 to go. So 1st and 10 now following the turnover. And the high handoff to Quincy Lewis. He's staying on his feet. He's at the 30-yard line. Gets just past the 30. They'll pick up about 4 yards, bring up 2nd and 6. As the time goes under to 7:30. Second down and 6. And again, it's Lewis. as they pound the ball. Getting closer to the red zone, now standing at the 24-yard line. It's 3rd and 1. Lewis on the run again. Steady dive to Lewis. He gets the first down to the 21-yard line as we are now down to 6:09 to go. And we got a cramp. So we'll take a break. 5:53 to go. 4th quarter, 2A championship. Central Mountain 13, Baltimore 8. Central Maryland has the ball. 5:49 to go. Clock will start and will run. Off the snap, penetrated the inside. Knew it was coming. McLaurin in there for Baltimore. Be 2nd and about 13. Clock not on the side for Baltimore. Got all 3 of their timeouts. Down to 5:08. So 2nd down for the Bills. Gaskill passes. Incomplete. Off to the left side. Incomplete. And there's a flag in the secondary. Pass incomplete to Garrett. There's going to be some kind of either a hold or a pass interference.
I have not seen the They forgot their jerseys.
The personal foul, face mask on Baltimore. So that will be an automatic 1st down. If it comes from the line of scrimmage, that puts the ball all the way down on the 12-yard line. Actually, it's going to be inside the 10-yard line. It should be sticks down. Ball's going to be spotted at the 12-yard line. Should be first and 10 from the 12-yard line. This is where Central Maryland can land the knockout punch. And whistles everywhere, whistles everywhere, whistles everywhere. And we've got some extracurricular activities. Now we've got a flag. And Central Maryland needs to be careful here. Don't want the initial whistle was 4. It might have been false start. So let's see what they're doing here. Flag's at the 11-yard line. It's going to be a false start on Central Maryland. And then we've got, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, but they're marching it way back, so then there's a personal foul on top of that. So Central Maryland's going to go from being at the 11-yard line to now being at the 31-yard line. Technically the 32, but it should be the 31. So it'll be first down, and that should be about first and 30. So first down would be the 2-yard line. So first and 30. The clock is under 4.5 minutes. So let's see what happens here. McCaskill, he'll run it himself, and he'll be dumped at the 30-yard line. So now Baltimore's going to start thinking about burning their timeouts to stop the clock. Ball's at the 30. Second down and 28. Ball's at 31, so second and 29. Clock down to 3:39. Catskill will run it to 30, to 25, into the 20, back into the red zone, and he's down at about the 18-yard line. So it is going to be third down at the 18-yard line with 2:59 to go. So we'll see what happens here. Into third down. Clock is stopped. So it would be third down. It should be third down. The down marker has it as 2. I think I have it as 3. And it is 3. They'll fix it to 3. First down is at the 3-yard line. Central Maryland score will pretty much ice this. McCaskill. Takes the snap. He's going to run with it. Past the line of scrimmage. As we approach the 2-minute warning, I guess that's the last one of the times that Baltimore can stop the clock here. Ball's now at the 16-yard line. The 4th and 13 for Central Maryland. Now, if they kick a field goal, they would be leading by 8 at 16-8 as we're going to hit the 2-minute warning. And we have hit the 2-minute warning, and we'll take it with him. 2 minutes even. Your score is Central Maryland 13, Baltimore 8. Heading in for our landing in the men's 2A East Coast Football Association Championship. Back in a bit. So Smith will be on to attempt a field goal. He's spying the ball at the 23, so it'll be a 33-yard field goal, kind of like an extra point, which will make it a one-possession game, but they'll have to get a two-point conversion. And the kick is blocked. It's blocked. Baltimore picks it up and advances it back to about the 31-yard line. Then we got a flag down somewhere. Clock is at 2 minutes even. So the clock's going to go to 1:52. So we're at 1:52 on the game clock. Baltimore's last gasp here. They will have to go at least. They'll have to go. Ball is first down at the 27. They'll have to go 73 yards for the win. Field goal doesn't help. Johnson. Oh, the old flea flicker. Does it work? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's the one you save for, hey, we need a trick play. Let's go. Pass is complete to Lee Jr. into Central Maryland territory. The clock is at 1:37. Halfback pass. Timeout has been called by Baltimore. We'll keep it right here. That goes a little bit farther. I think Lee goes all the way. Halfback pass run into a flea flicker. Again, that's a play that you put in your playbook when you need it. We'll take a quick look at that one. Johnson had it. Then he flips it over. And then quickly down the Lee at the 50. And Lee's going to be knocked down at the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. And I don't know what's going on here. Baltimore did call timeout. And the Baltimore Hurricanes are here. You'll see them in your screen here momentarily. Time is 1:37. Just making sure we get the time right. Central Maryland has the ball. Excuse me, Baltimore has the ball at the 37-yard line with a chance to take the 2A title if they can score. They will need 6. Johnson in trouble, gets away, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And now a Baltimore player falls down. He cramps up. At 1:23. And he will come off the field. Now, I'm wondering if that counts as a timeout for Baltimore, and I think it does. At 1:23. So if that does count as a timeout for Baltimore, they've got one left. Central Maryland has two left. So Baltimore comes to the line, 1:23 to go. Clock will start on the snap. Snap. Johnson backpedaling again. And he's going to be met, and it's loose. That should count as a fumble, and they're going to rule it as a fumble. And the play's still going, and now Central Maryland loses the ball, and Baltimore gets it back. And he's not down either. So he's down at the 36-yard line. Central Maryland turns it over. Baltimore turns it over. So if memory serves me correct, the question's going to be, was that an incomplete pass? And you'll see that in the monitor here. Did he pass it? If it's ruled a pass and it's incomplete, it'll be second down. But if it's not, I believe it becomes first down Baltimore. Again, 77 wasn't there. He was touchdown. But I think that they're going to let Baltimore keep the ball. I think it's going to be Baltimore's ball. Now the question is, do they get a fresh set of downs, or does this become because the possession's kind of switched? Because right now it would be, believe it would be second down. But they're going to give him a new fresh set of downs. So Baltimore's going to get the ball back. They're going to be at their own 36-yard line, and it's going to be a fresh set of downs. Okay, so Baltimore gets to do this all over again, and now they get a fresh set of downs, but they've got to go farther. Johnson throws it to Mack. Mack at the 43-yard line. Baltimore's going to run out of time. They're down to 51 seconds. They have to hurry. Baltimore has to hurry. There's no sense of urgency here, as we're down to 41 seconds. And we're going to blow a whistle here. As we hit the 7 o'clock hour, again, if you're ready for the 3A game, we're almost done here. Baltimore is on their sidelines waiting for the Virginia Crusaders to show up. I see them straggling in. Ball's at the 48-yard line. So what just happened was Baltimore was driving. Quarterback fumbled the ball, was ruled a fumble. Central Maryland recovered it, then fumbled it. Baltimore got it back at the 37-yard line. Fresh set of downs. It is 1st and 10 for Baltimore at the and the snap is bad. Johnson picks it up. He's going to run with it. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. Almost intercepted by Central Maryland with 32.1 seconds to go. So second down for Baltimore. So Baltimore basically has a couple more chances to crack at the end zone. At some point, they've got to go deep down the field at 32 seconds. Snap. Johnson with it. It's going to chuck it up. And it's going to be incomplete again. Intended for Lee. Now third down and 24 seconds to go. Again, they had the trick play earlier to get down to the 37-yard line. Central Maryland probably not going to fall for it again, but you might want to try it again because it worked the first time. Here we go, 3rd and 10. They're going to do the same thing. Now, will he able to get it off? He will. It's incomplete. And it'll be 4th down with 17 seconds to go. This will be the last gaps for the Bruins. So we'll see what Baltimore has in store here with 17 seconds to go. And we see Virginia is here. They're going to be in the white uniforms for this last game. Okay, here we go. 4th and 10 for Baltimore. Out of timeouts. I'm puzzled as to what just happened. Some kind of penalty. Delay of game. But if that's the case, then the clock should run out. Be a 10-second runoff. So 4th and 15. First down is at the 41 of Central Maryland. And I don't know what this is. It's a heave-ho. Central Maryland's going to intercept it at the 20-yard line, and that's going to do it. He's down to the 50 and to the 40, and the clock will run out. 3, 2, 1. And interception. Clock's at 0. Interception. By DeAndre House, and that will do it. So your final score in the 2A championships, congratulations to Central Maryland. They defeat the Baltimore Bruins by a score of 13-8. Baltimore takes the early lead. Central Maryland able to come back, take the lead, and hold on to it, and that will do it. So we'll say adieu here for the 2A game. The 3A game to come up shortly. Both teams will get warmed up. And that game right here on the Flagship Network. Baltimore Hurricanes and Virginia Crusaders coming up in about 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll talk to you then. If you're leaving us for the night, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.